Well, you thought that was the end, did you? Well, I came up with one more, and this is coming from my idea that your pictures should tell a story. And I think, especially anybody who shoots videos or shoots video tours, you already know there's a path through a house and there's a way to present that house that makes it look best. And there's also an expected way to present your images, I think. Again, there's no set rules, but there's let's just say, if you went on the MLS and the first picture you saw of a home was the bathroom, you'd think, who put this shit together? And you'd be right. Who would put a toilet first? I've seen it. It happens. Those are the realtors who think they can get good real estate pictures with their iPhone. Let's face it. Part of what you're bringing to the table as a photographer is your expertise in presenting images. And that means telling the story and telling the story properly. When you give the images to your realtor, they should be presented in an order that tells that story. If you are just supplying images, what I would recommend is just numbering them 001, 002, 003, 004, something like that, so that they're in the order that you want them presented. Personally, I use HD Photo Hub. I think Photo Hub is the ideal tool for presenting images because I can put them in the order I want. The realtor can reorder them very, very easily. Plus, you get that motion video of those images in that order. And I think that really does a lot of great things in presenting a home. Plus, it's very inexpensive. I like it that I use 5 setups a month. I pay for 5 setups a month. I love that. So anyway, where we're going to go with this is I'm going to show you how I would present this same home and set it up on HD Photo Hub. In my opinion, you need 2 or 3 front exteriors. That's what we want to start with. People want to see it from the curb. You always start with that. Then the backyard. If it's a spectacular backyard, 6 or 7 pictures. If it's a backyard, 2, 3. You don't need a whole lot. That's another thing that really is important. Don't overshow the same shot. Don't show me the same thing twice. Show me something new and something different, but don't make it so far away from what I've already seen that I don't know where that next image was taken. So that's why you're almost doing a photo tour. And you are doing a photo tour and you're working your way around the house. So 3 or 4 front, couple back. If you've got aerials, and I suggest everyone do aerials. Side note, have your Part 107, or don't show aerials. Don't have aerials. You legally in the US need a Part 107 to do commercial photography. And no matter what you think, I'm giving them to it for free because it's not commercial. No, you need a Part 107. If you're going to be a professional photographer, treat your job like a professional. Do all the right things. Have insurance. Have a business plan. Charge for out-of-town work. Have a Part 107. If you don't treat your business like a professional, no one's going to treat you like a professional. So, just be professional. That's the important thing. All right, got all those shots. I then go back to a front yard shot and then a front door shot because that now gets us in the door. And then I generally go to a, from the front door shot. Then I'll go through the house, living room, into kitchen, into dining, into master bedroom, which aren't necessarily next to each other, but that's, I think, a good flow regardless. And then go through the rest of the house. I will typically, if it's a 3-bedroom, master bath, first bedroom, then the kids' shared bathroom or whatever, and then the second bedroom. Because you need something to break up, especially if they're unfurnished. Two bedrooms that are unfurnished are going to look a lot alike. So put something between them so that you know that they're different. That could be the laundry room too. I think I say in one of the videos, always shoot the laundry room. Yeah, always shoot the laundry room. That is an amenity and that needs to be shown. Yeah, I would just say, think about the process, make sure it's a logical progression. Also, too, you'll find a lot of mistakes when you watch it back, and definitely watch it back. Always watch it back. If one of the shots is not exposed the same as all the rest, you'll see it when it's next to all those. When they're all running in order and you're looking at them as a video slideshow or something, images that stand out need more editing. It means that you're not keeping your style exactly even across all your images. And that's important. You need to be consistent across your images. All your images should be at roughly the same exposure. Let's take a look at how I'm going to build and my thought process for the order that I put these images in for an online tour. Okay, so how do we deliver our images? As I said, I use HD Photo Hub. They're not paying me for saying that. I've just found that it works best for me. There are other options. I'm just going to be straight. There's Aereo, there's a couple of others. HD Photo Hub just works for me. I would suggest you figure out what you need, prioritize what you need, and then find a service provider that provides that. If you just want to simply send out images, Dropbox is the obvious go-to. Another really good one, and I use this for commercial stuff all the time, I use Pixieset. And that's wonderful because you can send somebody a whole bunch of proofs and they can go through and click on the ones that they like, and then you can edit those for them. Especially if you're shooting 30 pictures and they're going to end up only choosing 5. You don't want to edit all 30 pictures. So that's a good option. For real estate though, to my mind, HD Photo Hub does a really, really good job. Puts it all in one nice, neat package, and most importantly, makes me look professional and makes my realtor look professional. So I think all of those things go to making HD Photo Hub work. All that being said, let's take a look and see how we will present this to Corbin Olson, my realtor. All right, this is exactly how I sent them. I upload the images, and to my mind, I come from a film background. I don't know if you knew that or not, but I did spend 15 years as a news photographer also. So I've put together a lot of stories, and I know what shots cut together and I know what shots don't. And in this case, it's stills and how they cut together and how they don't. Two stills from the same angle or almost the same angle don't cut together well unless one's very wide and one's very, very tight. Then if they're both exactly the same and one's wide and one's tight, you get a really cool effect, and that's really good. But otherwise, it's best to try and vary not just your angle, but your height. So if you're using a drone, don't go drone, 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 ground. Do drone, ground, ground, drone, ground, or something like that, so that you're not doing the same sort of shot over and over and over again. I think the natural progression of how the images tell the story and go through the story is super, super important. And that's really what I wanted to talk about, is think about how you're showing and presenting your images. So let's go through this. These are unfortunately as large as I can show them to you right now. Can I click on them? Yeah, I can. So let's do that. He first got a mini video at the beginning with some aerials and stuff like that. So that's this first shot that he got. Then we go to, my first shot is almost always going to be a classic front of home shot, unless there's some reason not to show it. This, unfortunately, or fortunately, depending, has lots of trees, so it's hard to show the house. But that is our classic first shot. Next shot, again, like I said, very, now we're up, wider, further away. We're seeing the house. We already know based on the roof color what it looks like and with that red brick in the front. So here it kind of puts it into context within the Salt Lake Valley. Now we're going to go back to the ground. See, I knew it. And a good front of house shot. And then something that kind of adds some more dimension. We've moved up on the house now. It's a varying angle, so that's good. Now we should go backyard. Oh, yeah, one more shot showing it in relationship to the mountains. It's harder to see the house here because of all the trees. This is it right here. But that does kind of, again, for prospective buyers, show where in the valley it is. And this is the sort of shot that would mean something to somebody shopping for somebody on the east side. Now we're in the backyard, and this kind of sets the stage for the backyard. You saw the house and the backyard in the same shot. Now we're seeing amenities. These two shots are not related at all and show, I think, good variety. And then reversing back to showing the house and how big that backyard is. Then, there's a porch. I kind of wanted to show that, and then the view from the porch. Different angles, one showing close up, one showing far away, and yet we know where we are with these. And then one last showing the amenities of the basketball court and all that, and how huge this backyard is. The realtor specifically mentioned he wanted a lot of shots of the backyard. So yeah, he got them. Oh, there's more than I thought. All right, now back to the front, a new angle, but we know where we are. And showing off the front, right up to the front door, and now we go in the house. That, in my opinion, was maybe too many front shots. But there they all are. Now here's our virtually staged front yard shot, or front room, sorry. It's been a long day. And then we go to the reverse and that shot, the same as we shot them. And I think those make sense. And then here you're going to see, I put this in there so he would have it. These, as you can see here, are not to be shown in HD Photo Hub, but I did want to deliver him empty shots just in case he needed them. So I did that with those same 3 shots. And I put them all in a clump so that he would know what they were. Now, I thought this was the best image to introduce the kitchen because it shows it in relationship to the living room and shows the kitchen as a whole. And then I went to this, kind of the reverse order that we shot them in. But it felt to me like this went better. Now kind of just a cleanse the palette shot, and then back to, we're showing different angles. Showing off that kitchen, I think, really well. This may or may not work. I left it in there for the realtor to decide. Sometimes it's fun to just put mystery shots in there like that. Then this was where I wanted to end the kitchen because we see the dining room in the distance, and then we go right into the dining room. And then the master bedroom, which again is virtually staged. So I included the non-virtually staged images just so that he had them. Upstairs bath, really wasn't much of that. And then the second bedroom upstairs, the one with the brick light in it. And then the family room, it's probably the next major room. And then downstairs, kind of a family room. And from here, it's a lot looser, the order. But anyway, it does tell a story, and it walks us through the house in the way we would walk through the house. And I think that's the important thing to do here, is show it that way. Laundry room, I said we needed it, but I always put it at the end. Same with furniture. And then I try and end with a couple more outside shots, the garage shot and that. And I think that winds up the the show pretty good. This, I would have liked to have used. It's one of the big mountains in town called Mount Olympus. And I think everybody likes to see that. I just don't think that's the best shot of it. And we can't see the house at all, but it's there. So I found that shot unimportant and I put it at the end. That is how I put the images together. And as you can see, you can easily move them into different orders and stuff like that. So there you go. Your job doesn't end when you deliver the images. Make sure they get shown in a way that makes sense and tells a story. Thank you so much for watching. Again, if you have any questions, comments, criticisms, I can take it. Give it to me. I'm okay with that. I'm interested in hearing what you have to say about this. What questions do you have? What did I not cover that you need to know about? Let me know all that kind of stuff, and maybe I'll make more videos. Thanks so much, and may your next shoot be your best shoot.